All right, y'all, real quick, man. The man of the hour is here, man. Let's give him a round of applause, man. Welcome you to preseason properly, man. Because I damn sure got a couple questions just right off the top of my head, man. That we gonna have to unpack. Um, again, man, you become known as like the face of this passport bros movement. Even though I know you're on record saying that you never wanted that, you never claimed that. But fact is you are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I want to get your ideology as to why you feel so strongly about, you know what, hey man, I'm about to get up out the states because you from Texas and that's my state. And I already know the multitude of women that are out here. So for you to be out here, experience that and say, you know what, this shit ain't gonna work. I'm about to leave the entire country. What's the thought process behind that, bro?
I just kept running into a bunch of bullshit. I'm gonna say that. And I went to Brazil, and I have not talked to anybody since I got back. And now I'm not in the United States anymore because it's really that bad. I mean, where is it that good at?
You ever been to Houston?
No, I was in Dallas.
Okay, we'll see that. What? Yeah,
Dallas,
Dallas.
Dallas got them too though.
Yeah.
One of my best friends lives in Dallas.
Which,
So
which,
My girl from Dallas.
and all that.
Can I ask a
North
question?
Carolina.
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead,
I have a
Tyler.
question. If you had one
Okay.
chance in the US to find like a good-looking woman that is submissive and traditional, would you take it in the US?
No, no.
Now,
I
have
won't
you
ever be back.
met someone outside of the United States, submissive, traditional, and good-looking?
Yeah, but I got content to make right now, so
Okay, so
I
you
can't.
don't want to get married because you
Not
met
yet. I'm 20. I'm
a marriage
23.
material and you didn't marry that person.
I'm 23.
Okay.
Well, I didn't find a lot of material. They wasn't marriage material. They wasn't shit actually. That's why I keep saying that.
Well, then, what was the most, I don't know, I guess, fucked up thing about them? Then, like, if you had just narrowed it down to something specific.
They're not feminine at all. They like to argue. They call you bro. I'm not your fucking bro. I am not your bro. There's some shit my homeboys call me.
I always question that. Why do they call them bros?
Well, especially being in Dallas, bro is slang down there, so they gonna throw that around, just not even in a disrespectful way. That's just how they talk. But I could definitely see the point there. But again, I just got confusion with it being so many women in this state, and you saying that you couldn't find one that was feminine and cooperative, and not, again, calling you bro, being super masculine, trying to argue. Because I'm gonna be honest, man, I know a lot of women right off the top of my head who are just not like that, and I think a lot of times the like loud minority kind of skews people's mindsets. And again, I don't know your experience per se, but you are pretty young. But like throughout your entire time here, you're saying that you never found one that was feminine, cooperative, looked good, and who was ready, who was willing to ride with you. Not one.
So running into masculine women that don't treat you right, what would you say that does to your mind state?
For me, it would make me want to adjust.
Wait, he didn't answer the question. I wanted to get the answer.
I'm about to get an answer. So when you run into a masculine woman that doesn't treat you right, what does that do to your mind state?
Keep it pushing.
That's not the woman for me.
Move on to the
Well,
next.
I'm not asking what is your response. What is that? How does that make you feel in the moment?
You don't like it, so you go
Rejected.
find something that you do like.
Rejection.
So what I'm hearing is fuck your life up a little bit longer, then become a passport bro.
Fuck your life up.
Nope.
You're 23. You need to go ahead and knock somebody up and get put on child support, and then you got.
Oh man,
Damn.
here we go, man. This is
God damn.
I
That
was
was
waiting on
Jesus.
that one too.
There you go.
That-
You froze.
Go ahead,
Okay,
bro.
repeat
He
yourself.
was lagging. He was lagging.
You
Go
were
ahead, bro.
lagging a little bit. We couldn't hear the end.
Go and say it again.
So what you're saying is fuck your life up and keep going through bad experiences, and then try something else that is proven to work.
Nope.
I would say
So what
no.
type
I
of
would say
woman
Okay,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just gonna ask him first to get an understanding. What type of woman are you attracted to? Because the one in the video, she mushed you. So what kind of woman? Like, what's your preference? I don't care if she's sitting right there. She mushed you. So if you're saying those traits, they call you bro and stuff like that, and her body language didn't look inviting. I'm going off the video. What is your type in America? You know what I'm saying? Like that you kept experiencing something bad, and then what is your type when you go overseas?
If an American woman was on the phone, you would be mad, and she's doing the same thing.
I'm on a live stream.
No, I really.
No, she was doing it on the video too.
Question.
She was doing it on the video too. She was on the phone.
Sayeda's question. I just want to know what is his preference that was in Texas that's different from his preference overseas, to where her body language could have been the same in America, but it would have been deemed disrespectful or not feminine.
I get my preference. I get way more respect from black women outside of the United States. I'm just gonna say that.
And what do you mean by that? Way more
She
respect,
ain't black, but she
like
ain't black, but I'm in Thailand at the same time. There's black people aren't from here.
okay. No, I'm saying you said you get more respect. So I'm assuming this is outside of the basic human respect that strangers give one another. So you're saying in relationship wise, what do you mean by more respect?
Well, number one, I can be a man and not be shamed for it. That's the main one of them.
Shame.
You know, everything is toxic masculinity. Everything is somebody trying to control somebody. It's just a bunch of bullshit, and I'm not dealing with it.
What is being a man? You said I could just be a man, just unapologetically. What does that look like to you?
Number one, you could lead a woman, but then you're being somebody's daddy or controlling. So I'm not dealing with that shit either.
Man,
it sounds like he needs more experience, in my opinion, because
I'm getting way more experience overseas than I would have ever gotten in the States.
Okay,
are the women submissive? Are the women there in Thailand
submissive?
There's a day
every
and night
single
difference.
one. Is every single one like that?
Of course, you got an exception, but it's the opposite. In the United States, you're gonna run into more masculine women than you would here. They're everywhere, but I'm just not I was about to say something crazy, but I'm just not bumping into motherfuckers that's just masculine out here.
You're not bumping into them. So you're expecting them to bump into you? Or are you going out and actively?
No, well, let me be a little more specific. I'm not bumping into them left and right. You know what I mean.
Right. So they're not in mass, but you're only looking for one. So you know that majority of the in mass that you meet are not going to be her. So why is that like a shock?
In the United, what are you asking?
I'm saying majority. You're saying majority of the women that you're meeting are not the type of women that, you know, they're not the one, but you're only looking for one. So majority of the one that you meet probably won't be the one, because you are not going to get along with majority of the women. So why would you think that you should?
In the United States, the majority of the women are not fit to deal with me.
They're not.
I like that you said that. So you said you in particular, you possess a certain amount of traits, and those women and other you having more options of other women that possess the qualities that you prefer versus in America.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It just seems there's a lot of men that have the same qualities.
In America, they won't allow you to be a man.
No.
They won't.
You're supposed to be a pronoun guy.
Wait, is that from YouTube, or you mean like in real life?
I don't know what that means.
If you ain't heard it, if you have not heard about the pronouns, I don't know where you been at.
Yeah, I'm asking you. I ain't been where you
we
been.
know the pronouns.
I'm kind of a little more grown.
Every day in the United States, men are being emasculated day by day. Day by day. I'm not dealing with that shit.
But see, that right there is the part that that right there is the point that I can't wrap my head around, because you say you're not dealing with it, right? So just like you said, because it sounds to me like you just jump into extremes, which is, you know, whatever, if that's what you choose to do. But I think there's a lot of room between me fucking my life up to learn lessons, or you just improving yourself as a person to be able to recognize shit better. Because I think even despite those instances, I'm sure there's some instances out there that you done ran into. Clearly, I mean, you made national news for some accusations and shit that you did not do, right? So that's a learning curve. But my issue is that why is it so hard with so many different types of women? Because again, we can't just speak about the states as if okay, all of these women are just monolith. As if these women is masculine, these women is this, these women is that. So my thing is this: like, where's the like sense of like self accountability? Like, why do I keep running into or dealing with? Because just like you asked, you like, what would you do if you ran into that? Me and that woman would never be in any type of relationship at all, ever. Because again, once I recognize that, it's over with. So, which is why I asked you. I said, "Have you ever ran?" So you're telling me that you hadn't ran into one, and it sounds to me like you saying that you never have in what 23 years of living in the States. Not one woman that's submissive and that's willing to follow the plan.
I mean, they're out there. Probably not sexually attracted to
them.
Not one ever.
I could say something real crazy, but I'm just saying. When I was in Brazil, you can find them that you're sexually attracted to them, and they'll act the way how you want. Versus here in the States, it's gonna take you a while. I'll probably be older than everybody on this panel before I find out.
Act how you want.
I think his preference is great. I think if he's getting the results over there where he can find him a wife, I think that works for him.
No, Lucky, he said he wasn't looking for a wife. That he's 23,
right
he's young, he's just having fun. So I'm thinking in my
which
head,
we've
if you're talking to an American woman that's like we said, a lot of women are looking to get married, and you are in their space just looking to have fun, but you want them to follow your lead.
Well, no, they don't know that.
Why would they be cooperative with that?
But the women in America may be looking for something more serious than he's ready for. Maybe they're putting too many expectations.
If he's not ready to get married outside of the United States, he's not married. He's not willing to marry in the U.S.
And those women aren't pressuring him for marriage. They're willing to act how he wants them to act, which is just cooperative with whatever he decides to do.
And you know what? I just wanted to say, Austin, I'm not against men traveling, exploring. Even if you say you're not ready for marriage, I'm not against that. I'm not in the United States. I'm not against that. I am against men traveling to countries like mine, trying to travel to countries like my country, and like poisoning the culture and not doing any good to our cultures. I saw the video of what happened in Brazil. I've seen another video of what happened in Dominican Republic and what these men are doing. So that's what I'm not, condoning pretty much. I'm not.
Where are you?
El Salvador.
Oh.
I got a question. I'm gonna say it. I got a question for you, Austin, because I'm just curious. So, like, for example, in one of your videos, you were talking to your boys, and you said you was conversing with a woman for a couple minutes. You asked for a number, and she said you probably get women all the time or whatever. So
why did you? In the United States. So
cool, but why did you run from that situation instead of going further into the conversation?
Because that was a dumb statement she made. What the hell was I supposed to say back to that?
You could say flirt with her back. She was giving you a compliment.
She was flirting,
and it went over your head.
She was not flirting. I done been around women that flirted, and that was not it. She did not do a good job.
Okay, but do you mind saying exactly what she had said?
Well, she was just like, we were talking for a little bit, and then I was like, here, let me, I want your number. We see each other later. She's like, basically like, you look like you get numbers all the time. So I'm like, thanks for telling me that. So, I asked for your number. So I'm not going to give you my number. All right. So I walked off on her ass, and then she's like coming back later, like, want my number. What you want my number for now? Anyway, that's like going to a bar. That's like going to a barber shop and saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna sit in your chair because you look like you get a lot of clients." Who says that? Sorry.
So, Austin, are you a high earner?
I don't want to get into my finance, but when I was in the United States, I was making over 10 grand a month.
So you're definitely not socially awkward. So we were a little off on that, but I figured you to be maybe a high earner.
I'm very entertaining. Yes.
Yeah.
Got that right. That's correct.
Come on, Krew season. Tell him.
I mean, look, man. I mean, at the end of the day, his mind is made up. It's a situation where he's just gonna have to live this. He's young, man. Now I got a grasp on it. It's just like, because again, you speak in such extremes. I can't argue with extremes, because reality is there are one side of the spectrum that's extreme, another side of the spectrum that's extreme, and there's a lot of fucking room in between then. And you cannot sit here and tell me that in the state of Texas, that you have not ran into multiple women who are attractive, who are cooperative, who are willing to submit to you. That if you're telling me that,
you don't get all
I ain't got nothing else to add to this conversation.
But do you also?
That shit is crazy to me. It's crazy.
Is it a certain preference, or is there a certain look that you're looking for as well? Like, does that play a factor into it?
I tried them all.
So you're saying white women, Hispanic women, you're saying all women kind of have the same mannerisms, what you're saying?
Well, when I went outside of the black folks, it got a little better, but it still wasn't worth it.
Right. But what were you presenting to these women? The way that they respond to you has a lot to do with what you're presenting to them. If you're presenting to them a certain thing, you can't expect the opposite in return that you're not giving. If you're just playing around and she's not trying to play with you, that doesn't make her uncooperative. She's just not on the plan that you're on, which is that doesn't sound like a plan right now. So if she's not with that, that doesn't make her uncooperative. You haven't found anyone that's willing to be on your plan, no plan. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh, well, I took the same game, as y'all like to call it. I took the same conversation overseas, and I got a day and night result. I say the same things I said 2 years ago, and it just works over here. And I was in heaven when I was in Salvador. I tell you that.
Well, I guess it's like basketball. When guys in the NBA, they got to go overseas and they drop 50 a night compared to NBA.
You mean when they don't make it to the NBA?
You know, sometimes you gotta work on your game a little bit sometimes.
I do have one other question. How long have you dated? What's the longest amount of time that you've dated someone that you've been with overseas?
3 months, and that's just because I'm in a new country.
So you don't stay long.
There's a lot of options. I can't sit down too quick.
Okay. So I think I see what's happening now. The experience that you couldn't get overseas, I got to take advantage of it while I was here.
So I got a question. What do these women get from you when you're out there? Like, what do they gain from having you in their life?
Right now? Well, I'm not being serious.
Or any of them. Any of them that agree to spend time with you and do what you want them to do, whatever. What are they getting out of it?
They're getting the same thing I'm getting out of them, because I'm not taking it serious.
Which is what? But what are they getting? Because women and men want different things. So as far as what a woman would want, what are they getting from you?
I'm not sure exactly how to describe that, but it's working.
I mean, are you feeding them? Are you giving them money? Are you paying for their apartments? Are you taking them out? Are you helping them with, like, what are you doing? What are they getting?
He's saying all of that.
You gotta feed them. When you leave the United States, there's no 50-50.
So you're just taking care of everything, and they're just enjoying the ride while you're there until you go.
And that's just fine, because my average date in Brazil was $10, and in Thailand it's now about 5 or 6. So we can go 100%. I can go 1,000% now.
Okay.
My thing is this though. Just real quick, man. Like, do you feel like, again, because you self-admitted, hey man, I ain't nowhere near ready to settle down right now. I'm out here having fun. I'm out here doing my thing.
Maybe in about 2 years.
Right. So about 2 years. So up until this point, you just been doing your thing, having fun. Do you think that may have contributed to the energy that you receive from these women?
You talking about with the newsletter and all that?
No, hell no. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about when you was out here and you was dating. Like, do you feel like the fact that, hey, I ain't looking for nothing serious right now. I'm having fun. I'm doing my thing. Do you think that may have contributed to the type of women that you kept bumping into?
In the United States? No, I was lost because I couldn't figure out what the hell they wanted. There's a lot more clarity overseas. So I
So
don't.
how does that clarity work? Do they just tell you, hey, this is what I'm looking for from this
Well,
situation?
if they're not interested in you, you're not getting their phone number, and they're not going on 10 dates with you.
Interested
And we all
in
know in the United
interested
States
in
it's not the
what
same
per
case.
se? If they're not
Interested.
interested in what? Because you said that you're giving them money and food and rent and all of those things. So
I ain't giving them no
are
money.
they?
He's
I'm not
just
giving them no
giving
money.
them one day. He's just feeding them, like he's just going to take them to a restaurant,
Yeah.
feeding them, and then getting sex from them. That's it. That's what they do.
Okay.
And usually it's women that they cannot afford to have a meal on their own.
That's not true.
Most of the time, I said most of the time, I've seen it.
That's not true because they got their own cars out here too. Yeah. They got high schools and running water, and they're not wearing leaf dresses. That's what a lot of people make it seem like they don't even have clothes out here or something. They got the malls is better out here than they are in damn Texas.
I mean, I think
They're
the
actually
passport
wearing less
bros
clothes
kind
in
of make
Thailand.
it.
Is really hot. I have a friend over there.
No, I think the way it's displayed is like I'm not gonna I don't want to misquote you, but it's like, oh, we can take our $10 over here and get an abundance. The way y'all sell it is like y'all got women going for like next to nothing, like they on wholesale, and it just seemed like the way it's presented is though y'all taking y'all money and then we gonna get these wholesale women that's ready to do this. And then the women in America, y'all just our money don't really stretch the way the women they want too much. I think that's how it's being sold from the people on YouTube that proclaim passport bros. They talk about the money aspect, and the person before you who was OG passport, he was the first thing he mentioned was the money and how you can just get the women over there with the money. It's how it's advertised is that you're looking for something that you can buy, which I just want to make it clear. I am not trying to change your mind. I don't care where you go to multiply. Okay, good luck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the way the conversation is being had, it just and the way the video looked, it looked like you were kind of socially awkward. And when you took yourself somewhere else, they were, oh, okay, he's here. I'm just here for his money. That's how it's being sold and packaged.
That's how it looks.
It just so happens to be cheaper. It just so
That's
happens
so
that those women are a lot more cooperative and it's cheaper. It just so happens that it's not that I don't. Another thing is, if you watch the video, the women said they want to go to a beach for the first date. That's not. It's not a high expensive restaurant. It's a complete difference of how they request things. They don't have the
Well,
same demand.
But I think that it all comes down to the man at the end of the day. Because, like I said, I get what you're saying. And we've talked about that plenty of times. Women need expectations. There are plenty of women who want the STK and, top-notch dates on the first time. But there are plenty of women, if you got the right swag about you, you got the right charisma, they'll take coffee, they'll take ice cream, they'll take the park. They'll take all those simple dates on the first, second, third time if the conversation is right.
Are you going to be sexually attracted to them?
Yes.
Well, then
I wasn't.
that right there tells me, it's very blatant to me the type of women that he's approaching. He's only approaching a certain type of woman that looks a certain way. So
I tried them all.
But are you talking to women that approach you?
That's rare, but yeah.
Women never approach
BS too. I've had chicks leave a note on my car twice, and I can't get her out. I can't get her on the phone, and she texts back every 15 hours. I'm not dealing with that shit.
Which is fair. That one is fair.
So make sure you're careful. Be very careful. Because you seem like you're living your life and you're enjoying yourself, but be careful.
Just one other question.
Oh yeah, I know now.
In these other countries with these women that you've dated, have you dated a woman that didn't need you to or ask you to or require you to like do anything for her? Like she just rock with you and just pulled up and rock with you?
Like financially?
Yeah, like she didn't need you to, like she didn't ask you or need you to buy her anything or do anything for her.
100% of the time.
100% of the time. No,
I pretty much just pay for food.
no, I'm
We go out to
saying,
eat.
I'm saying in any of the dating situations that you've had with these women in other countries, have any of them rocked with you or like dated you or whatever and didn't even require a date? They just saw you, they liked you, and they didn't need you to do anything for them.
50% of the time, that's how it goes. You don't need a date. But I mean, if you go on a date, it's pretty much a damn near 100% return rate.
Return. What's the return?
A return
You're
on
trying to
his
make it sound
investment.
bad.
Transactional.
Yeah.
A return on his
It's
investment.
transactional.
Because he's sounding so transactional. I want to know what the return. I'm assuming it's like sex.
I've
The
been saying
adventure.
it.
The adventures.
It's sex,
If
right?
we want to be honest, if you're not getting sex, you're gonna feel, as a man, you're gonna feel like you didn't get anything.
You didn't, but I thought that you wanted to talk and like get to know this person.
Yeah, you get that too.
So you don't talk to them and get to know them before, like you expect them to just
at the date.
The first date?
Yeah, we sit there and we talk, and then usually they want to. It's no problem. They offer to go back to your house. That's on them. I'd rather do that than have blue balls.
Or, I mean, you got to be careful. You don't want infected balls either. You know.
He's young. He gonna learn a little bit.
Because I mean, if that's what she's doing with you, with just a conversation the first time, I mean, the likelihood
they don't
that
go,
she does.
but they don't go out with everybody though.
How do you know that?
Because I've gotten rejected numerous times.
Okay.
So they don't just go out with everybody. Now, an American woman, she'll get your number and take you to Ruth Chris and give you a side of them. So which one you want?
I get what you're saying, because you're not actually looking for anything with her other than the sex. So that would make sense.
Even if I was looking for a wife, I don't give a damn. We're not gonna do that. I'm just not doing that.
So you think if you spend any type of money,
let him go. Like,
okay.
It's not about money.
Baffled, y'all. I'm so
Hey, Austin, real rap.
I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for pulling up, man. Because beforehand, I was a bit confused as to some of the things that was being said, as to some of the rhetoric. But now that I'm talking to you in person, and I get to see how your mind works, kind of makes a lot of sense now. Makes a lot of sense now. But I will say this. It's like SB said, be careful out there, man. It's extremely dangerous. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to you, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We have different ideologies in terms of the type of women and different whatever. But man, I don't wish any ill will on you, but just be safe out there, man. Take care of yourself. And you know, just keep on learning, bro. I say you young, man. You got time. Just keep on learning, man.
Yeah, I'm not coming back to the United States though. That's even no matter how much I learn, I don't see it getting no better. They don't have panels like this in Brazil. They're not talking about dating in Brazil, really.
That's true.
So that says enough by itself.
What do you mean? No influence? Are you talking about the influence of it?
They ain't talking about who should pay on the first date. They ain't having these kind of discussions outside of the United. Well, maybe in England, but in Brazil and Thailand and Vietnam,
the structure culture of the way that
I agree. That I agree with
yeah.
her. We don't talk about those things.
Because America's different. We prioritize capitalism and individuals about keeping people separate in the way that they sell it. In other countries, a lot of things that influence us, they're not even allowed over there to watch, or they can't even eat the same stuff we eat. So yeah.
Brazil is capitalist too.
Just last question. Do you plan on getting like dual citizenship or ever giving up your passport to America?
I ain't gonna never give up my U.S. citizenship. That's not a smart move.
You do value that about America.
My passport saved my life when I was in Brazil damn near twice.
Okay.
So no, I got jammed up by the police and they was about to shoot us until they found we was American. So no.
The value in being American. Look at that.
See,
Yeah,
and
so
that's exactly what I'm
I
talking about.
mentioned it earlier.
Excited.
Since first thing I said, I've been saying.
You did. That's what we were saying. Ain't about the money. It's just the fact that you an American, you got that leverage.
I'm telling you.
Well, like I said, Austin, man, it was a pleasure having you, big dog. Be safe out there. Enjoy your meal, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We're gonna catch up with you later.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
All right, bro.
She was just there for the season.